Hallo, das ist Jäger, and welcome to another episode of the World of Tanks series. In this episode, we will be looking at the Stug. I've recently been inspired, to try and do a little bit of my own personal feedback of different tanks, and as I've been playing this game long enough, fingers crossed, I'll be old enough and ugly enough to be able to provide some useful experience towards anyone who's new. So, this is the Tier 5 Stug, and it's Tier 5 in the German tech tree. As you can see, fancy pants German tech tree. Doing quite a bit over there, but I haven't actually. I've kind of stalled on the Stug. I got so far, and then I was like, actually, I like this tank enough not to do anything with it. So I will want to go over to the Jagdpanzer, but you know, at the moment we'll use the Stug. And she has been a very fine tank destroyer indeed. First of all, she's got a L70 gun. This comes after the Hetzer, so she comes after this tank. And 350 hit points, not so much. If you look at the American tech tree, Americans get their Wolverine, which is a TD. Oh, 10 down from the TD, and so it's better than the Americans. Bearing in mind, of course, this is when the Americans get their guns. And, hang on, if I'm not mistaken, they do get a better gun. They don't. Well, 76, so 1mm worth of penetration. Russian Tier 5 TDs. Yeah, that has yeah. Because that one gets 350 hit points, but it also gains an 85mm gun, so theoretically speaking that is the better TD. But don't forget, Russian tanks have the famous trait of powerful gun, shit accuracy, and long aiming times. What about, oh, of course, Britain doesn't have a TD section yet, but it will. The Frogs, see what the Frogs have at Tier 5? Ah yes, the S35CA. What will happen? It has I'm not surprised. Very light, but very shit. Well, it's a pain in the arse if you're having any problems, but apart from that, 90mm worth of gun is still quite potential, but still, it's French, therefore it is crap. So, back to this. So yes, 350 hit points are good, you know, for a Tier 5 tank, you're looking at quite a lot. Power to rate ratio, very good. So you generally get up to 40 miles or 40 kph relatively quickly. No problem there. Very good traverse speed. Hang on, let's move it around. There or there. I think I'll go here, so that way you have no problems. Yeah, very good traverse speed. You can spin on a dime with this thing. For what it's worth, you'll most likely be going up against Crusaders, Panzer IIIs, VKs. Don't forget, you'll probably be put into a few Tier 6 matches. I once got put into a Tier 7 match. It's not uncommon. But yeah, for what it's worth, the traverse speed, very good. Engine power, you start out with 320, but you end up with 440. That's pretty good. You'll be able to reach a reasonable speed. You know, it's not the fastest one, but very good. Radio as well. It's got a decent radio, up to 415 signal range, and the view range is quite good for a Tier 580. Just gonna go compare it to, once again, the better ones. I have to be honest with you, American ones are actually quite good. Okay, so it's not got as good as, oh, it's actually kind of shit. It's not got as good view range, which is a bit of a shame. So let's have a look, see. Yeah, the American tank destroyers, where they do not have much armor, they make up for it in view range and weapons. So, and they're open canopied, so they're easy to destroy with HE shells. So unfortunately the view range isn't so good, but it's still, for what it's worth, it's quite good. And the radio, of course, you can pick up, because if you research this, note at how much tanks you get to unlock because of this. Look at that. All of that. Now, basically, here's a cool thing. If you are going through the German tech tree, and this is something I highly recommend to anyone on any tech tree, whether it's American, Frog, Germany, yeah, or Russia, or China even, It applies more to China the further up the tiers you go, but get the best radio when you can. For example, you'll be looking at hang on, pardon me, the Fug 7. Where is that? Fug 7. That's in Panzer A, isn't it? Yeah, you see. Yeah, it's only for... Oh, so it's only for light tanks. I've not seen that before. Interesting. But yeah, so you'll be able to research at Tier 3 Fug 7. Do you get it at Fug... oh my god, you get it at Fug 7. Look at that, Tier 2. You're looking at a Tier 2 tank, right? With a Tier 6. A Tier freaking 6 radio. How the hell? That's impressive. I will say, that is very impressive. Very interesting. So yeah, Tier 2. And it gets it for about 3/4 of these tanks. It's only when you hit the VK, I think, that you finally get to research... no. It's Tier 5 when you get to research the Fug 12. And 7,000 research for it, it means that you get a Tier 9 radio. So I highly recommend you get the early radios, because that way you'd never lose contact with your team. Now originally I used to not really know what a radio was. I didn't really realise the potential or what tactical advantages you have, but believe you me, you will notice it when you're in a higher tier match, because you'll find yourself relying on the radio a lot more than you think. So yeah, for what it's worth, very good radio, I think. Very good radio for what it's worth. Let's see, what else have we got? Ah yes, the gun, the most important thing about this thing. L70, look at that. 13 rounds a minute, but with gun rammer and crew ventilation, you're looking at about 15 rounds, I reckon. 14 to 15 rounds a minute, so pretty darn good. Very fast to fire. Very, quite, you know, good penetration. I mean, to be honest, that's when you use premium, but that's for what it's worth. That's very good penetration for what tanks you'll most likely be facing. Damage-wise, it's consistent. Generally, you get 100 to 120 damage on most shots. If you're unlucky, you'll get a low damage roll. Also applies to the 3 vehicles here, Jagdpanzer. Accuracy is not so bad. You can fire long distances. You know, it can be done, and especially in this chassis and design, I find it's very accurate up to a far distance, so thumbs up on that one. Aiming time too, it's not so bad in comparison to, say, let's have a look-see, once again, let's go to the Americans. I'm going to use them as a reference now. So the American, say the top tier American gun, round about the same, pretty much the same. So it's quite good for what, you know, it's very good for its gun. Definitely very good for its gun. On the hull, it's much better than the Americans, to be honest. Let's go back so we can reference it. You're looking at 51 for the Americans on the front. We've got 80. That's pretty good, to be honest. Very good. Shit on the sides though. 30 on the sides and rear. Obviously open top. Well, it's not open top, but it's very light armor. For any of you who don't realize, for anyone who you don't know or have never really heard of, the top side of a tank, obviously, it has the thinnest armor, and for TDs this is doubly so. So open top, you don't have to worry so much. You just use HE shells, but generally speaking, be careful when showing that. So that's all the advantages, I suppose. Gun traverse. Technically there isn't really a reason to say gun traverse because you've got a limited arc of fire. It's not a very big arc of fire, but it does the job for what it's worth. I think it's better or worse. I think it's better than the Hetzers. So, similar guns. Yeah, I think it's better than the Hetzers, but I wouldn't be too sure. I haven't played the Hetzer recently. Okay, then I think we've mentioned all the important things. Huh. Yeah, well. I don't really know whether that counts or anything. I'm not a mathematician, so... Okay, so let's talk about the weaknesses of this tank. Obviously, with the side armor, you've got quite exposed tracks and rear. Often, if a Stug shows the sides of his armor, he generally dies quite soon afterwards. I've never shot a Stug from the rear. I think I've never been bumped into a player that was that stupid or that I was that fortunate upon to come. Obviously, you've got your driver's view, you've got your cupola, and even that tiny little thing there, that can do damage, I reckon. That could be a weak point. Ammo rack, I think, is around here. I'm not one of those amazingly technical persons who knows where the ammo rack is for this thing, but one would assume round about here. One of the more larger weaknesses of this tank, though, is staring you right at the face. It's not the tracks. It's not that either. It's not that. It's not even the bits under the gun mantle. It's this little bugger. This is probably the main reason why your tank will blow up. Not instantaneously, mind you, but it will be hit. This is a massive target. Most TDs have something which compensates for this. Even the Hetzer knew about this. It's easy to shoot it. You know, it's easier to shoot it, but this thing is slanted. But no, this is like a massive shining target for any tank. It's very easy to shoot here. Once again, I don't have the American ones, but I have faced them in combat, and as you can see, their lower cupola, the Glacius here, is less exposed than this one. So this is one of the main weaknesses of the Stug, is its massive Glacius area. Thinly armoured, and that's why I recommend, for the tactics I recommend with this tank, is its long distance shooting. You're not a sniper, I don't think. Well, TDs are a sniper, but the gun isn't accurate enough to warrant it to be a sniper tank. But, you know, generally a long distance shooter is what I recommend. I have in the past successfully gotten away out. If this tank can also get out of close quarters, like if you're sniping from one point and a couple of mateys come round to flank you, you can deal with them there. But I highly recommend you don't, because more often than not, the enemy will catch you here, set your engine on fire, and maybe if you don't have a fire extinguisher, you die. And your crew jump out and fire, and they're screaming like a pig on a whatever. Just they die. It's just game over. So, like I said, long distance shooting is the definitely recommended tactics for this thing. You do not want to get close. The gun is very accurate. It's not slanted either. With the Hetzer, it's kind of slanted, which can pose an advantage and a disadvantage, because obviously you can take cover behind a rock and show only half of your tank, but then at the same time you may find it difficult to get a shot in. So this is more centrally, has more of a central position on the tank, therefore by giving you a slight advantage in that. So I think the gun depression isn't so good either when it comes to going down, but I haven't been in many circumstances where I have had to point the gun up or down to really notice. Yeah, I think I've mentioned all the important aspects of this thing. Oh yeah, equipment. Obviously, you need an improved ventilation for your crew. I'll be honest with you, because I haven't got the amazing ability to fund my gaming this much. I don't often pay attention to perks. Like repair for a driver, you know, makes sense. Camouflage for your gunner and loader. This is when I first started to perk my crews up, so I had little to no idea what would actually be useful. So I thought, well, because this tank's more of a surprise, you know, hello, bang sort of thing, I thought, well, camouflage and repair. I gave my commander a perk, the Sixth Sense, but of course the perk in World of Tanks terms means it doesn't come into it until come into effect until it hits 100%. So that's a pile of crap, in my opinion. but whatever. So you've got a variety of skills. This one doesn't know. This one slowly builds up, so the more times you do it, like a skill, so the more times you play, the more experience you get, the better it becomes. Here. I got camouflage for my tank, gunner and loader. Driver's got repair. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have repair, and obviously get a repair kit for your equipment, but generally speaking, if you're caught in a position where fixing the treads are important, but because of the high traverse speed, it doesn't really matter. It's only when the gun gets hit, which rarely it does, or when the engine gets knocked out. Weirdly enough, I've had my engine knocked out more in this tank than any other tank in my collection. Mainly because my massive bullseye down there probably has like a certain point which if you shoot, you knock the entire tank out. Which of course, if you don't have this, could mean the end of your game. But yes, back to equipment. So, improved ventilation, obviously, you get it for all tanks, and medium gun rammer. So those are the two more important things you stick on. Now, for the third, I don't know. I mean, camouflage net would make more sense because, obviously, being a TD, but at the same time, you may also want to grab a binocular telescope or coated optics, so that way you get a better advantage, because do not forget, the view range for this thing isn't so fine. So, yeah, you know, I'd recommend something more along those lines, but, you know, like I think binocular and coated optics. I mean, if you want to be hidden, because, you know, most of the time you're not going to be the first one out on the line, are you? It'll be kind of stupid for a TD to be leading the charge. I've never seen, nor have I ever seen, nor will I probably ever see a TD leading the charge. So, I suppose that's all the bits and bobs we've gone through, actually. Shock, I've done it well. Anyway, so let's go into a battle. We'll probably be tiered quite low, so... And, yeah, we are... Yay! I'm so dead. See you. And we're back. So we're just loading into Einsberg or Rutenberg or no, Ruinberg? I can't remember. I can't even remember.
German steel.
Ah, yes. I might actually have to get rid of that because a couple of comments said that that voice thing is a bit too loud. So it's a little harder for people to hear. So I might end up having to get rid of that at one point. Sad face. Anyway, more onto the important thing. So we kind of this is a tier 6 match. Well, it's a tier 5, tier 6 match, but generally speaking, I doubt will be. Okay, so Wolverine. That was an encounter battle. It'd be interesting to see a normal, like, standard battle on this map. Might have an AFK. That is weird. It's not lagging or anything. The laggy teammates there, but alright. Unless the guy's camping there, of course. So, what they got? They got 2 KV2s, that ain't good. They've also got a Lee. Good God, we're dead. They've got a Lee. Oh, there's their first KV2. So, we've got reasonably decent things. We've got a VK601H, which is an utter coward. He's not showing his face. Ooh, there is a lot. They've got their higher tier vehicle has just taken a nasty hit side, but bang. There we go. Oh, no, no chance. That's pretty good gun depression, I think. Maybe one's just getting his ass pounded, but...
Let them taste fear. Hammer them.
I thought for a second that was me. Okay, so we've got a Panzer 3 to 4 on the left-hand side. Oh, no, no, priority. We have a KV2. Bum, bum, bum. Green Giant. Yeah, that is a Green Giant. Oh! Okay, he spotted me.
Let them taste fear. Hammer them.
Oh, say it can. Oh, I can. He probably can see me, but I have a much better gunner.
Crack him open. His armor is like paper. Crack him open. His armor is like paper.
If we could knock out one of his tanks. Okay, the Panzer 3 to 4 is... I'm just gonna see. There's the turret. There's the traversity of the tank. So there he goes, spinning rack round. Bang. There you go. There's your advantages for you. Very good for what it's worth on that one. Is that AFK? Nope.
To bits. Blow him to
Though he is. I will warn you, this tank will piss through ammunition.
Let them taste fear. Hammer
Wait
them.
until he's very low on health. Or just take the shot whenever you can, because someone else is going to kill him. Oh, pigsy. Okay, so we've knocked out their KV-2, and there are relatively few vehicles left on the enemy team, so let's go down and help our guys out, because there's only a few vehicles, and they're starting to cap. But now we've turned the tide, we've knocked out both of their vehicles, and now the game is looking pretty much in our favour, though I have pissed through a lot of ammunition. I haven't got any kills yet. I've got lots of close, nearly got a couple of kills, but not too happy with that. I mean, to be honest, I have been spamming ammunition out, so a bit of control would be required here. Okay. Now think about it, I've got 350 health, and if anyone is anyone, this KV-1S will have the 122mm gun on the side, which means that he could one-shot me. That ain't good. Oh! Shit! Oh my god, that was close! That wasn't good. I'm just gonna go for the cat now. Cromwell will most likely try and do something crazy like, you know, resist. But we're just gonna be minding our own. I'm just gonna be like, yo, what's happening? Ah, that's speaking of the devil. Spin out, round. Let's go, cat. Let's go try and pop this guy in the arse. I say, sir, you've got a Cromwell.
armor is like toys.
So, bobbity bob bob. Bang. Yeah, no kills, but good game. I've done a lot of damage I've got a lot of damage in this game, but unfortunately no actual kills. It does happen a lot in that, unfortunately. But, you know, thinking about it, that's pretty good. Confederate. What's Confederate? That's the one which says... Yeah, see, I've hit more of the bloody vehicles, giving them half the bloody kills. So, nah, I feel special. Nah. But no, you see, this is the thing about this is the thing. It could be a very decent support TD, you know. And considering I've got 19,000 experience for it so far, I've had very good matches in this thing. I've had flip matches. I've had matches where I've gone up against a Churchill close up, beat its ass. You know, I'm not going to say I'm the bragging type, but to be honest, when have you ever seen a Stug take on a Churchill Mark III and live close range? So I'm quite proud of that. Anyhows, so on to the next. We're probably not going to win this one, touch wood. Well, I don't want to make sure that I don't win, but you know, more often than not. But you know, I should be confident. So, okay, yeah, this will be interesting. And we're back. I'm not a big fan of this defense thing. It's a pain in the arse to defend this one.
Pride of the fatherland.
I mean, it's not a major pain, but I'm not a big fan of a defense on this map. Hey, Schmelton. I remember you. Any of you guys who played before patch 8.0 will undoubtedly remember this kind of Panzer IV. Strange looking tank, but it was the most effective tank for your Tier 5 game. It was a pain in the arse to kill. Really handy if you had them though. I think it had the gun that we have. I'm not sure, but he's Russian, so who knows. These matches kind of take kind of a long these matches kind of take a while to get started up, and I'm kind of moving about because I don't want to be the person who gets shot up first. I hate that when that happens. It's like, you're getting yourself ready, you spent however many credits trying to set the thing up, you're like, yeah, let's do it, you're the first to die. That's such a gutting feeling. It's like, no! Because, you know, at that point your rage will contrive and convulse into a little squeaky voice saying, no. Come on. I've got a feeling. There you are. KV1S smiling as... Wait, is that a Panzer 35T? What? 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 That's interesting. A tier 2 and a tier 6 match. I say, there's another one. And it's a Hetzer. Ooh, brave Hetzer. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Seriously. Kabooey. Oh, fine, screw you. I don't like you anyway. Is the other Hetzer down? No. Okay, so who is down there? Is it the AMX? I swear to God, if it's the AMX, I'm just going to laugh. Well, oh, never mind about the AMX. We have got the ARL-44. That ain't good. Actually, thinking about it, if we can try and move my tank just a little bit to the right, we might get a couple of shots at Mr. ARL. We're probably going to...
It's like being on a shooting range.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I don't mind. I'll have that. We've lost our KV1S. Means that there's one vehicle down there. I'm going to have a look-see. And it was an ARL-4 versus the Type 58. That's a good kill. Type 58 is a tier 6 Chinese tank, I believe. And basically it's a T-34-85. The Chinese aren't very good at copyright. Okay, so we've knocked out that. Amerikaner und Schwein. Okay, so there's the American Jumbo tank.
Fire will take them with us.
I actually prefer that kind of design.
Their armor is like
Good
toys.
bloody damage.
See? They fight
There we
like
go, and...
cockroaches.
Boop! Oh, come on, you ricocheting bastard.
Target is
Yes!
Stand by for new target.
I'll have you. And I'll have you. Cromwell. Nope, you won't have me. In fact, no one has you.
Crack him open. His armor is like paper.
Come on. Once again, pissing through ammunition. Oh, actually, we're doing pretty well. We're holding them off. And it would appear that the guys on the right-hand flank are doing a very decent job of holding them. We are in... just look at that! That's a graveyard! And the Churchill is about to be blown.
They can't break the
Not by me,
frontal
though.
armor.
I was kind of hoping for a... Yeah! He's gone!
Take it out of action.
There's a ARL-44 with an unupgraded turret.
Direct hit.
He's probably going to die in the next shot.
They can't break
Oh.
the frontal armor.
Ah, pig's ear. Okay, T-49's going to probably cap that guy. No, he won't. He'll be shot at by the VK601H. I'm going for it. Okay, VK601H knocks it out. We've got an AMX in the distance there. Might as well pop a shot. Pop a shot.
See? They
I got a
fight
penetration
like
but no kill
cockroaches.
on an artillery piece. That's impressive. Ooh, this guy's moving as well. Load the target. Yeah, I'm kind of wasting my ammunition here. Oh, has the ARL-44s down? Oh no!
Scheiße! We're taking damage!
Ooh, it's alright. Yeah, the game's pretty much over now, I think. Yeah, game's over. There's no way they're going to cap it. And I think Mr. VK is about to die. Yeah, game over. Oh, I'm surprised, actually. I didn't think we could win that. Look at that graveyard. That's a lucky shot. I'll have that. Oh, that's That's amazing. I love this tank. This is why I love the Stug. It's just such a handy tank. It's not a tank which you want to just mess about. It's a tank you can mess about in, and at the same time it kicks ass nonetheless. Ah, it's fantastic. I mean, look at that. Didn't get shot, barring my little falling down the cliff thing. Didn't get shot, so brilliant on that one. Was able to peg a couple of enemy tanks, do damage to most of them. Hang on, let's see if I can see it. So, yeah, do damage to most of them. So that, although you won't get, in some cases you won't get many kills. Hang on, how do they, is it by experience? That's pretty good, 4 out of 4, you know. He's, what, he's Confederate? No, he's Steel Wall and Sniper. Yeah, so Mr. Panzer, he only knocks out one tank, yet he gets the most experience. Don't know how that works, but alright. So, yes. Look at that, 100%. No problems. I don't know why I had to fix myself then. But still, there you go. It proves the point. The Stug is an effective tank for a tier 5 TD. He's actually my only TD tank in my group so far. All I've got is tanks, 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 tanks. I have had Russian ones, I think. I can't even remember. Oh, I forgot to repair him. I say. There you go. Lovely fixed tank. I have had Russian TDs, if I am not mistaken. Yes. Actually, no, I haven't. So who have I had? Have I not had any other TDs? No, would appear not. So yeah, there you go. My only TD tank, and I think it's my favourite so far. I mean, I like the American design thing. I mean, they have a they have an interesting design method, I will say. However, they are shit. They're poor. I mean, it's not like they're terrible, but they are poor. So it's not exactly a decent tank tier to go through. So, but yeah, no, I like the design here. It's one of my preferred. I like, however, you know, Stug, my favourite tank destroyer so far. I will try and go up to reaching, not that one, but this one. I will try and reach Jagdpanzer to Jagdpanzer, and what I might do is I might just skip the Jagdpanzer 4 and go to Jagdpanzer here, because what's this one? Oh, this is on L56. Yeah. Something tells me I'll be... Oh, that would be horrible. I'd have to probably end up having that tank, wouldn't I? Yep. Yeah. Joy. Well, to be honest, if I just research... if I research the 60,000 out of that, and then just research the gun for that one, then at least I could use that. Because then at least an 88mm, yes, it's shit, but it's, you know, an 88mm gun, which then eventually gets me to that, to then eventually... Is that accurate, or is that just... Yeah, very accurate, actually. Very good. Jeez, and aiming time's quite sick, so... Yeah, that'll probably be my next favourite TD tank. But yeah, back to this one. You know, the Stug has its flaws. You know, you've got a massive bullseye glacis on the front of you. You've got obviously a limited arc. Side armor and rear armor are terrible, and you can't travel as fast as, say, the American ones or the French ones. And you know, your spew range may not be as good, but it's a damn fine tank. I mean, I love it. It's fan-bloody-tastic. I've had more victories in this thing than ever. This is my groundhog tank. You know, nobody dissed this. This is my tank, and you know, she's a beauty. She's done me a very good service, just as good as the Hetzer, to be honest. I mean, the Hetzer has seen me through some very interesting matches, but so is this, and this tank has well performed above the Call of Duty for me. She's done me a good service, so I even named her as well, Puma. This is when I first started getting gold, and it was like, you can name your tanks. So I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm naming that Puma. So yeah, she's done me a service. A tank which gets coloured I think this one I haven't coloured yet, but to be honest it looks good anyway. It suits the grey. But yeah, a tank that gets coloured is a tank that I respect. For sure. Anyway, enough of that weird modern talk. If you liked my videos, or if you like this video and you found it very informative, please let me know in the comment section down below. I share. I'm hoping that by the time that you're watching this, the editing situation is fixed. I'm praying to the high heavens it is. But yes, if it is fixed, then thank God, and you'll be watching this as a full resolution. Otherwise, bugger. I'll just have to try and figure a way on how to fix the editor so it work like this. So fingers crossed it will have been fixed by the time this episode comes out. And yeah, I'm currently running a Far Cry series, which of course depends on whether the entire freaking editing system is fixed. So that's on. I'm recording a Shogun. I tried recording a Shogun and it was very good. Unfortunately, one of the battles I recorded, game crashed, but that's when I had to head off something. But it's still we're recording that. I've got other things on, but still, if you liked my videos, if you found it informative, if you want me to go on, I think I'll have a crack at more reviews of other tanks. But if you want me to go on, then please let me know. Ratings, subscriptions, anything like that, I will happily accept. Thumbs up and everything. You know, thank you very much if you do so. Constructive criticism is also appreciated. I have recently got some for the first time. It was amazing. So that's the reason why I might get rid of my German voice mod. As much as I like it, it means that whenever I'm doing anything in game, people can't hear me as I talk. So I've tried turning it down, but as it's a mod, something tells me you can't turn it down. So yes, it'll be very difficult to. So it'll be a bit of a shame, but if you know, if I need to be heard, obviously, in order to make the video. So if I can't be heard, then what's the point? So, thank you very much for watching. This is Craphunter signing out. Catch you later, guys.